Hello friends, welcome to the lecture series on plant physiology. We are dealing with the chapter transpiration, and in previous videos we already discussed about the concept of transpiration and different theories put forth regarding transpiration. In this video we are going to learn factors affecting rate of transpiration and significance of transpiration. So let us start with this lecture. First of all, we will deal with factors affecting rate of transpiration, and then we will proceed to significance of transpiration. So there are two main factors affecting the rate of transpiration. First factor, it is known as external factors, and second it is known as internal factors. Now we will see one by one. First of all, we will deal with external factors. So there are many external factors such as humidity, temperature, wind velocity, light, water vapor or water supply, atmospheric pressure, sprays and dust, and vital activities during plant metabolism. They affects on the rate of transpiration. So first of all we will see humidity. So this is first external factor which affect on rate of transpiration. So the transpiration, it will be inversely proportional to humidity, means the relative humidity in atmosphere, it affects in the rate of transpiration. If air is more humid, rate of transpiration will be less, and if air is dry, the rate of transpiration will be more. So in this way, this humidity affects on the rate of transpiration. Now second point, we will see second external factor, that is temperature. Water vapors or water evaporates more at high temperature. So increase in temperature, it definitely increases rate of transpiration. But if temperature is low, the rate of transpiration will also be decreased. Means this temperature, it is very important and it plays very crucial role in the transpiration process, because when there will be more temperature, there will be more transpiration takes place. So we can say transpiration, it is directly proportional to temperature. Means in increase of temperature, the rate of transpiration will also increased. Now we will see light. Though light has no direct effect on rate of transpiration, but indirectly it affects on the rate of transpiration. How? Light, it is very important to increase the temperature of the cells. So when any cell incident to light, it will increase its temperature, and light also affects on the rate of transpiration by opening and closing of stomata. So by this quantity of light, it is very important to increase the transpiration or rate of transpiration. How? Because when light is present, temperature of the cells will increase, and when temperature of the cell will increase, the rate of transpiration also increase. Then while light increases temperature, or it will also affect on the transpiration by opening and closing of stomata. So in presence of light, stomata get open. Once stomata opens, the transpiration will appear there. In some plants, if you see, even bright moonlight also induces opening and closing of stomata, and it will also induce the transpiration. So when stomata will open, there will be transpiration. So light plays very important role. As we have seen quantity of light, how it affects on the rate of transpiration, quality of light also affect on the rate of transpiration. In far red and ultraviolet light, stomata are closed, while their opening occurs in presence of red and blue light. So when there will be red and ultraviolet light, stomata gets closed, and when there will be red and blue light, stomatal opening have been occurred. So these are the effects of light on the rate of transpiration. Now we will proceed to next point or next external factor, that is atmospheric pressure. So atmospheric pressure, it also inversely proportional to rate of transpiration. If atmospheric pressure is higher, the rate of transpiration will be low because of increased density of air. So when air is more dense, there will be less quantity of transpiration. So due to this increased density into the air, there will be lower rate of transpiration. In contrast, rate of transpiration, it will be more at atmospheric pressure lower down, or it will be low. Means if air is low dense, or the density of air it get decreased, the rate of transpiration will be increased. Now next point we will see wind velocity. Increase in wind velocity also increases rate of transpiration. The rate of transpiration is faster in mild wind, but the wind with much higher velocity may lowers down rate of transpiration, and it may be probably due to flaccid guard cells and closed stomata. So wind velocity, there should be mild wind should be there, means wind should be not so speedy, or it should be not so slow. In mild or moderate wind conditions, the rate of transpiration will be increased. In low wind velocity, there will be decreased concentration or rate of transpiration. But when wind velocity is more than that of required limit, it will lowers down transpiration. Why? Because due to this increased wind velocity, cells will become flaccid and stomata will become closed. When stomata are closed, there will be no transpiration. So this is the effect of wind on transpiration. Now we will see next point, water contents in soil. If soil does not have sufficient water, there will be reduced rate of transpiration, because less soil water have decreases rate of absorption by roots. So this is very important, because it is very crucial that transpiration, it is related with water. When roots will absorb more water, then there will be more transpiration. But when any soil in which that plant is growing, it contains very less quantity of water, then these plants may not absorb sufficient water, and due to that there will be reduced rate of transpiration. Now there are some other factors like sprays and dust. Sprays and dust affect the rate of transpiration by affecting the permeability of the cuticle and temperature of the leaves, because some sprays which are artificially sprayed on the plants, and sometimes natural dust, if deposits on the surface of leaves, it will adversely affect upon the rate of transpiration, because it will affect on permeability of the cuticle and temperature of the leaves. So these are all external factors which are affecting the rate of transpiration. Now we will proceed to the internal factors. There are some internal factors of plants which are responsible for the rate of transpiration. One by one we will discuss. First, that is size of leaves. So this is very important, because some plants, they are adapted to reduce a rate of transpiration. For example, there are some plants like pinus, acacia. These plants, they have reduced their leaves or modified their leaves into trichomes, and this is the main purpose of this modification is the to minimize rate of transpiration. So in such plant, the leaf area is very limited, and when leaf area is limited, there will be limited number of stomata present on that, and there will be very less quantity of transpiration, or rate of transpiration, it will be very less in those plants. But if the size of leaf it will increases, it will increases rate of transpiration. Now then, coating on leaves. If leaves have the coating of cutin and wax, there will be decrease in rate of transpiration. So when any leaves it contains coating or they are thick, they having thick epidermis and thick cuticle layer, because they have more cutin amount, also they have more wax spread on the leaves. So in this case also, due to lowering permeability, there will be less transpiration, because stomata will not easily open and there will be no permeability, and due to that no gaseous exchange will be takes place sufficiently, and uh, it will adversely affect on the transpiration, rate of transpiration. In some natural plants, the some plants they have to minimize rate of transpiration, they have the thick coating on their leaves, so it has also significant character. Then stomatal frequency, the number of stomata per unit area of leaf surface is known as stomatal frequency. If any leaf, if it is broad, it contains more number of stomata. If any leaf which is narrow and needle shaped, it contains very less number of stomata. So what is mean by stomatal frequency? It is the number of stomata per unit area of leaf surface. It varies from plant to plant. So some plants contain more number of stomata, some contains very less number of stomata. The number of stomata, it varies from 50 to 300 per square meter mm. So in some plants the leaves contains 50 stomata per square mm, and in some plants there may be 300 stomata per square mm. If stomatal frequency is increased, the rate of transpiration also increases. Now, this is another fourth internal factor which affect on the rate of transpiration, that is water content of mesophyll cells. When mesophyll cells contain less quantity of water, there will be reduced rate of transpiration. And when mesophyll cell will contain less quantity, when there will be less absorption of water from the soil. So when these cells they lack water, there will be minimized rate of transpiration, because during transpiration water actually lost from the mesophyll cells. Next, root shoot ratio. This is last internal factors we have to discuss. Root shoot ratio. The rate of transpiration it increases with increase in root shoot ratio. For example, if you see sorghum, it is a monocot plant. It has more extensive root system as compared to maize. So roots provide more water to aerial parts of the plant, and thus there will be more transpiration in sorghum than maize. So as the root shoot ratio, it is very important. Sorghum plant, it has very broad and it has very wide root system, and due to that they can absorb more water, and due to that more water will be provided to aerial parts, that is shoot, and due to that there will be higher rate of transpiration in such plants. So root shoot ratio it also increases, or it will affects on the rate of transpiration. Now after completion of factors affecting rate of transpiration, we will proceed to the significance of transpiration. So there are some significance of transpiration, why it is necessary in plant, how it plays very important role in plants, we will see. So why this particular physiological process occurs in plants, they because it has some significance. So one by one we will discuss. First is circulation of water in plants. So this is very important significance of transpiration, because due to transpiration a continuous water stream forms the roots to the aerial parts of the plant. It is developed, therefore it increases rapidity of water translocation. So this is very important point, circulation of water in plant body. So due to this transpiration, the continuous water supply or continuous water stream from the root or to the aerial parts of the plant it is developed, and therefore it increases rapidity of water translocation. So this transpiration, it is very important for the increased rate of water translocation. Now, absorption of minerals and their distribution in plants. So as we know, roots plays very important role in the process of absorption of minerals and water from the soil. Once that minerals and water, they are absorbed by roots, it will be provided to each and every aerial part of the plant, including leaves, then stem, branches, flowers, fruit, etc. So this transpiration is directly proportional to the rate of absorption of waters and minerals. Means if there will be more transpiration, there will be more absorption of water and minerals. When the rate of transpiration increases, then there is an increase in absorption of water. Due to transpiration, absorbed minerals and water gets distributed throughout the plant by xylem tissues. So transpiration may also indirectly facilitate ascent of sap. So this is very important. So water and minerals are provided to entire plant body through the transpiration process. So this is very important importance of the transpiration process. Now, regulating the temperature of the plant. So in some plants, if you see, as water circulate throughout the plant body in a continuous manner, so it is very important to keep plant cool. So continuously water is circulating inside the water plant body, so that water will remain cool, or it is maintained cool. When leaves absorb light during the photosynthesis, light energy gets converted into heat energy and suddenly temperature of leaf increases. So during photosynthesis process, light is get trapped by the chlorophyll pigments, and that light energy which is trapped by the leaves, it get converted into heat energy, and due to that conversion, the temperature of leaf increases, and this increase in temperature, it is very harmful, it is very dangerous to the cell protoplasm. So in this case, transpiration is very useful for plants to regulate temperature of the plant and prevents any overheating and any harms due to this increased temperature. Now, fourth part, that this is increase in the concentration of solutes and osmotic pressure. So transpiration causes increase in the solute concentration and thereby increase osmotic pressure of plant cells. This will result in increasing sugar contents in fruit, improving their quality. So this is also very important significance of transpiration. Increase in concentration of solute and osmotic pressure. So due to transpiration, as there will be influx and outflux of the water takes place, and due to that by endosmosis and exosmosis. In this case, sometimes solute concentration increases, sometimes solute concentration decreases, and it will be affected due to increased and decreased osmotic pressure. And this osmotic pressure decrease and increase, it will be regulated by concentration of solutes in that cell or in that organ. So transpiration, it is very applicable to increasing sugar contents in fruit and improving their quality. Last point, last significance of transpiration is that transpiration as a necessary evil. So transpiration is very important process, but sometimes it affects adversely on to the plant. So due to transpiration, large amount of water is lost. When there are water deficient condition, water loss by transpiration may become a serious issue. So it can be seen in some desert plants. There will be very scarcity of water, and in this condition, if transpiration continues, there will be very serious issues, and it may cause death of the plant. So transpiration is described as a necessary evil. Means transpiration is necessary, but sometimes it may affect adversely on the plant. So in such cases, the leaf structure with thin walled mesophyll cells and intracellular spaces help to retain water, and stomata, they are developed for fixation of CO2 and exchange of gases. So in this way we have seen factors affecting transpiration and significance of the transpiration. Thanks for your attention.